What if the way people treat you is simply a reflection of how you treat yourself? It's a chilling thought. We want to believe respect comes from being kind, working hard, or doing the right thing, but the world doesn't work that way. People don't respect what you do. They respond to what you allow. They respond to your energy, your boundaries, your silence. This first section sets the stage with a bold idea. Self-respect isn't something you ask for. It's something you broadcast. Not through words, but through presence, through what you tolerate, through how you carry yourself. We'll pull from spiritual ideas, ancient wisdom, and modern psychology to introduce a life-altering truth. The way you see yourself quietly teaches the world how to see you. This isn't just about confidence, it's about a deep, invisible contract between you and the universe. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. What if life is constantly holding up a mirror? In this part, we dive into an old spiritual truth. As within, so without. If you constantly feel disrespected, overlooked, or taken for granted, this isn't just bad luck. It may be a signal, not a sentence. Psychologists like Jung said we project our inner wounds onto the world. The people around you often treat you the same way you treat yourself when no one's watching. If you ignore your own needs, others will too. If you silence your voice, others will speak over you. This is where everything shifts. Because once you realize that the outer world is responding to your inner world, you stop being a victim of it and start changing it. Here's something we all do, but rarely notice. We make silent agreements. We say yes when we want to say no. We go along with things to keep the peace. We let small disrespect slide, hoping it won't happen again. But every time we stay quiet, we send a message. This is okay with me. This section reveals how we slowly teach people to cross our lines, not with force, but with our permission. We'll look at how this shows up in families, friendships, and relationships. The moment you trade your truth for comfort, you lose a piece of your power. And over time, it adds up. This isn't about blame, it's about awareness. Because you can't change a pattern you can't see. Self-respect isn't just something you decide to have. It's something you learned or didn't learn growing up. In this section, we go back to where the pattern starts. As kids, we watch how the adults around us treat us. We absorb how love is given. If love came with conditions, if speaking up brought punishment, if boundaries were ignored, we learn early that our voice isn't safe. Many people are still living from those old beliefs, still trying to earn respect by pleasing others, still afraid that saying no will mean losing love. This part is deep and emotional, but necessary. Because until we understand the past, we keep reliving it. The good news? Once you see where the pattern began, you can begin to rewrite. Most people think self-respect is about being confident or strong, but really, it starts with one word: no. Not a loud or angry no. A calm, grounded no. The kind that says, I matter. My time matters. My energy matters. In this part, we explore how setting boundaries isn't just healthy, it's spiritual. It tells the universe what you are no longer available for. We'll look at stories of people who changed their entire lives with one decision: to stop settling, to stop explaining, to stop shrinking. This isn't about being rude or closed off. It's about becoming aligned with your truth. Because when you stop betraying yourself, something powerful happens. People start to listen. So what actually happens when you start respecting yourself? In this section, we show the ripple effect. Suddenly, relationships shift. People who once pushed your boundaries stop. Others leave, and new ones arrive. People who meet you at your level. We'll introduce a bit of science here, like how the brain filters reality based on what you believe about yourself. Respect becomes a signal you send out, and the world mirrors it back. You'll hear real-life examples and empowering insights to show that this change isn't just emotional, it's energetic. Once you raise your standard, the world rises with you. We end with a reflection. Now that you know what self-respect really means, what will you do with that knowledge? This section closes with powerful, open-ended questions. What have you been tolerating that's no longer okay? Where have you gone quiet when your soul was asking you to speak? What would your life look like if you only accepted what honored your worth? No big speech, no happy ending, just a mirror and a choice, because now you see what you couldn't see before. And once you respect yourself, everything else changes. Let's start with something no one tells you. If you don't respect yourself, people can feel it. We often think being nice, helpful, or successful will make people treat us better. But here's the truth. People treat you the way you treat yourself. Not just with your words, but with your actions, your energy, and what you allow. This opening sets the emotional tone. It plants a seed in the viewer's mind. What if my life reflects how much I respect me? From here, everything changes. Respect isn't something you ask for. It's something people pick up on, like a signal. Even without saying a word, others can feel if you truly value yourself. Think about this. Two people say no, one gets ignored, the other is taken seriously. What's the difference? It's not volume, it's energy. In this part, we explain how your presence teaches people how to treat you. Life is like a mirror. It shows you what you believe on the inside. If you believe you're not good enough, people around you will treat you that way, even if they don't mean to. We'll explore how your inner world creates your outer world. If you want more respect on the outside, it has to start on the inside. Most people lose self-respect not with big decisions, but in small moments. Saying yes when you want to say no, laughing when something actually hurt, letting someone cross a boundary. Just this once, each time a piece of your power slips away. This section shows how tiny choices add up and how to start taking your power back. Have you ever noticed how some people always get treated poorly, no matter where they go? It's not just bad luck. This part reveals how people-pleasing, fear of conflict, and needing approval attract disrespect. We'll gently explain how trying to keep the peace outside often creates a storm inside. It's not your fault. But it is your pattern, and patterns can be changed. Where did your idea of respect come from? In this emotional section, we go back to childhood. How your family, school, and early relationships shaped what you thought you deserved. Many people learned love means being quiet, or that respect is something you earn by overgiving. We'll explore how these early beliefs still shape your adult life, and how it's time to rewrite them. Most of us think we have to work hard to deserve respect, but real respect starts from the inside. It's not something you get from others. It's something you give yourself, and then the world follows. This part shows how inner respect leads to outer change. No more begging, no more proving, just choosing yourself. Here's a simple truth. The most powerful word in self-respect is no. In this section, we explain how saying no to the wrong things makes room for the right things. We share inspiring stories of people who turned their lives around by drawing a line and sticking to it. Saying no isn't mean. It's sacred. That's how you protect your peace. There's always a moment, sometimes quiet, sometimes loud, when something inside you snaps. You've had enough. You can't keep doing it anymore. You choose yourself. This part describes that powerful turning point, when you stop waiting for others to change, and you change first. That's when everything around you begins to shift. Once you start respecting yourself, the world feels it. People step back. Some leave. Better ones arrive. New doors open. Old cycles end. This section explains the aftershock of self-respect. It might be uncomfortable at first, but it leads to deep freedom. Respect isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet and calm, but it's magnetic and it changes everything. Respect isn't about arguing, shouting, or proving yourself. It's an energy you carry. This section shows how true self-respect doesn't need to say much. It simply is. You don't chase, you attract. You don't beg, you choose. Respect becomes your natural state. Not something you demand, but something you embody. We end with a gentle but powerful challenge. Now that you understand what self-respect really means, What will you do differently? We ask the viewer, where are you still shrinking yourself to fit in? What truth are you avoiding to stay liked? And what would your life look like if you respected yourself fully? Starting now. The journey ends not with answers, but with choice. Let's start with something uncomfortable. What if the way people treat you is a mirror? What if your own lack of self-respect is being reflected right back at you? This opening grabs the viewer emotionally and pulls them into a journey of truth they can't ignore. We set the tone, honest, raw, and deeply personal. If you keep letting people cross the line, they'll never stop. Respect doesn't come from asking for it. It comes from living like you deserve it. People can feel if you respect yourself, even if you never say a word. It's in your eyes, your tone, the way you carry yourself. This section unpacks how self-respect is energetic, not just emotional.